You know, in basketball, you hear all the time about trap games or, scheduled losses. But sometimes the script that everyone thinks is going to play out gets completely, totally shredded by the final buzzer. And boy, is this one of those stories.
So let me just ask you this. You've got a two-time MVP. He's finally returning to his team after being out forever. His opponent, they're on the road and they're missing one of their own all-stars. Who are you putting your money on? I mean, the answer seems pretty obvious, doesn't it? Well, let's just see what really happened.
All right, so let's set the stage for this matchup. Because honestly, the pregame story was pointing in one direction and one direction only.
The main event, of course, was the big return of the Greek freak himself. Giannis was back after being out for 15 games. You could just feel the electricity in Milwaukee, right? Everyone was expecting a huge monster comeback game from him.
Meanwhile, on the other side of court, you've got the visiting Celtics, and they're already starting on the back foot. No Jaylen Brown, their five-time All-Star, sidelined with an illness. I mean, come on, all the signs were pointing to a nice, comfortable Bucks victory. This was supposed to be their game.
But then the ball tipped off, and what was supposed to be Giannis's big return party, well, it pretty quickly turned into a complete masterclass from the Celtics. This is the exact moment where everything flipped on its head. At first, things were pretty close. The Bucks, they squeak ahead 15-14 late in the first, and you're thinking, okay, this is going to be the back and forth game we all expected. But what happened next? Well, nobody saw it coming.
And there it is, the turning point. Boston didn't just take the lead. They unleashed an absolute tidal wave. A massive 24-5 scoring run that just poured down from the end of the first quarter deep into the second. It completely silenced that buzzing home crowd. And just like that, what was a 1-point deficit had ballooned into an 18-point lead, 38-20. The Celtics had just completely taken over the game. So, you have to be wondering, with their all-stars sitting on the sidelines, how in the world did Boston pull this off? Who was behind this incredible turnaround? Well, the answer is pretty simple. It's the guys who stepped up when it mattered the most.
Look, everyone came into this game expecting it to be the Giannis show. But instead, the story was completely stolen by a couple of Celtics who, let's be honest, were not supposed to be the headliners. This is a classic story of expectations versus reality. First up, you have Payton Pritchard. The man was just phenomenal. And he wasn't just scoring, he was orchestrating the entire offense. I mean, 25 points is huge, yeah. But those 9 assists, that tells you he was the engine that powered that whole crazy run. He more than filled the shoes left by Brown. But the real story, the absolute shocker of the night, came from a rookie. Hugo González didn't just have a good game, he had the game of his life. A career-high 18 points and an unbelievable 16 rebounds. That's a stat line you expect from a seasoned veteran, not a guy who's just starting out. And hey, to really put that into perspective, just look at this. Coming into this game, González was averaging less than 4 points and just over 3 rebounds. He didn't just have a good night. He absolutely shattered his season averages. This wasn't just a breakout performance. This was a star is born kind of night.
And the final score really says it all, doesn't it? 108-81. After that game-changing run in the first half, Boston never even looks back. A truly, truly dominant win on the road against a team they were supposed to lose to.
So what does the blowout like this really mean for the bigger picture? Let's take a look at the standings and see how this one single game sends some major ripples across the whole Eastern Conference. So, for Boston, this win was their 3rd in a row, keeping them sitting comfortably at the top of their division. But for Milwaukee, oof. This was their 3rd straight loss, and it sends them sliding further down the standings. It really highlights a team that seems to be going in the completely wrong direction right now. And it's not just that the Bucks are losing, it's how they're losing. Their last 3 losses have all been by 23 points or more. These aren't even close games. This isn't just a slump, folks. This is looking like a potential crisis brewing over in Milwaukee. So what's the big takeaway here? You've got a shorthanded Celtics team, they go into a hostile arena, and they don't just win, they dominate. And they did it on the backs of their role players. Which leaves all of us with a really fascinating question for the rest of the season. Is Boston's success really about its big-name stars, or is their true superpower the incredible depth of their entire roster?